Today on AskBloop, tips for starting your own YouTube channel. Welcome to AskBloop, more from bloopanimations.com. It's time for your questions. If you're new here, each Friday we cover audience questions directly from the comment section, mostly about animation or filmmaking. So if you're interested in that, make sure you are subscribed. And now for the questions. Will you ever consider working for a big animation company like Pixar? Working at Pixar used to be my dream, but not only was I not accepted to their intern program after making it to the final interview, I also kind of stopped trying to get hired by any studio a few years ago when Bloop started getting traction. I realized pretty early on after graduation that working for someone else wasn't for me and that I should find a way to make it so that I can only work on my own projects. And now I'm there. I posted my year in review article that I post at the end of every year, going over the accomplishments of that year and what I expect from the next one. And one of the biggest things that happened to me that year is that I fully transitioned into working full-time on Bloop, as the earnings from this has surpassed what I could make working as an animator. So to get back to your question, not only do I now want to work for someone else, I would also be making a lot less money working for Pixar than doing this. So no, I don't intend on working for any animation studio. By the way, if you read that article, you'll know what the next project we're working currently on is. So go check that out. Do you consider Bloop an animation studio or a learning platform? That's a great question, and you're right, it might be confusing as to what we're trying to do because we produce animated shorts like an animation studio, but we also have a high-end online course platform with some of the best animation video courses you can find. But that has always been a big part of what Bloop is about. We make and we teach. The first film I produced in the studio was Lift Up, and while I was making it, I was also teaching how to make a movie. I was producing lessons and video tutorials on the process of making that film. So these two aspects of our company were there from the beginning. So I guess the fancy way of defining it would be that we are a production studio that wants to share and inspire people to go make their own projects. And we do that through making and teaching at the same time. I believe this is what differentiates us from traditional film studios, who focus much more of their energy on secrecy, while we try to be as transparent as we can with everything that we do. Do you have any good tips on starting a YouTube channel? Since we're starting a new year, I picked that question because a lot of you might consider starting your own YouTube channel this year. So my tips mostly revolve around the practicality of running a YouTube channel. So if you want to do it as a hobby, then there aren't many rules really. The tried and true concepts of consistency and quality over time will eventually and gradually create success for you, as well as build an audience. This is something that takes time, but for those of you who want to leverage YouTube as a business or try to become a YouTuber in hope that it will able to replace other work and do it full time, the best advice I can give you is to overlap it with a real job, meaning do it on the side while you also work at your actual job, and then slowly, if you can, transition to doing YouTube full time. Maybe switching to freelancing and then slowly taking on less and less work. And the second, and I think most important advice I can give you, is not to put all your eggs in the YouTube basket. Build your own platform, like a website, and grow your own email list as a priority. And then leverage YouTube as a traffic generator and a way to grab an audience. The problem with betting all on YouTube is that things can change all the time. Platforms come and go, and even if YouTube will stay here forever, they can still change their monetization system, and you don't really want to have your livelihood depending on someone else's company. I put a lot of effort into the Bloop YouTube channel, and it's one of the most important marketing channels for me. But my income from YouTube stands for less than 1/20th of my total income. And that's because I'm building my own platform, aka bloopanimations.com. And you can do the same with selling merchandise, creating products like books or courses, or working with sponsorships, which I personally don't do because I still consider it putting my income in someone else's hands. But many people do it and it works great for them. Other than these practical tips, just make sure you upload on a semi-consistent basis. And don't worry about perfection, it'll get better over time, but only if you actually get started. And if you have any more questions about that or something else, write them in the comment section below and make sure you are subscribed to see if your question was answered. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.